Hey friends, what up, chat? It's gonna be a big episode. Just letting y'all know this right now.
That's right.
It gonna be pretty big.
I heard someone hoot and holler in the background.
Oh, Owen was yelling down good night.
Oh, that's cute.
He's been a terror though.
Why?
He's just his temper tantrums are just a little out of control lately.
Want me to come in there?
Nope. I'm good, Joe. What up, Sin Vendetta, Silk Cannon, Hita, Silverlight, Stone Cold, E.T.
I'll get those kids in line. Right?
Edward. What's up, Silk Cannon? I need some levity to offset Leica. I've heard, like, as beautiful as Leica is, it's a tough game. Leica, yeah, it's a Motorvania. It's a Metroidvania, but you're on a motorbike, a motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
It's gorgeous, and the music is great, but apparently it's very, very hard. Stone Cold E.T. I've been too engrossed in my first Cyberpunk playthrough and haven't started Spider-Man 2. Help. No, take your time.
Take your time. Take your time.
Spidey will be there.
Yeah, why is it giving us... It's giving us the weird...
I mean, it's fine. We can always put the thumbnail in post.
It annoys me.
I agree. It annoys me as well, but it's not the end of the world.
No, I'm actually throwing a fit right now. You just can't. YouTube changed some things around, and I gotta tell you guys, I'm not a fan. Manage video.
All right. Vendetta, let me know if that's better when Joe talks.
Let me talk to you all about...
Because he is now at max 200% volume.
Is this happening again with my mic?
It's a little low.
Do I need to log out and log back in, you think?
No, because you're maxed out in OBS and on Discord, so we'll just see how people hear you now. So go ahead and talk a little bit.
All right, I'm going to just start talking right here, right now. I just fixed the... Because honestly, my mic did do the, like, we're going to update randomly on you. So I will log out.
It says, still, Stone Cold says, just a little quiet. Still.
Quiet, okay. So let me see. I'm going to go to my OBS and see if my mic is... Yeah, it's happened again.
All right, so I will lower this so you don't blow out our eardrums.
Exactly. Sorry, y'all. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Technical difficulties as always.
Yeah, and he's WandaVision too. So while Joe is off doing things, chat, the video is going to be a little weird, just so you know. How are we? Thank you, Yuna, for congratulating me on the Spider-Man plat. It's spoiler alert. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good Vinci game. I need to find time to watch some things, because before Spider-Man, I was halfway through House of Usher, so I gotta find time to finish that. That's right, Star Ocean is soon, next week, baby. Everyone will finally be able to play one of the greatest RPGs of all time. Oh, Dewani, thank you, buddy. Honestly, you know, I am not surprised it's so short. It's like, I don't want to say the perfect length. I wish it would be a little tad bit longer, but I think it was still perfect. That's right. I do have time for Alan Wake 2. Here in 2 days. Whew, that launch trailer. Oh boy. But feel free tomorrow to, come back to YouTube. There might be a special little something on our YouTube channel. Something we've been cooking up for a little bit. Edward, is Star Ocean standalone? So every Star Ocean is standalone. The only thing that carries over, from my knowledge, because the only one that I've really put a ton of time into is 2, which is the one that's coming out next week. They share, like, enemies. and the first departure R and second story R, which is what we're getting now. The battle systems are similar, although this one's got a complete overhaul of like visual style and some cool little combat tweaks, but it's definitely standalone. The characters are amazing. They did like Persona hangouts before Persona did. Like there are private actions in Star Ocean 2. I could be wrong with that. I could just be talking out of my ass. But Star Ocean 2 has private actions where when you enter a town, you can press square and go into private action mode and just find your party members around the town and chat and get to know them and grow your bond with them. It's amazing. Jacob Hudson, hello. Can't stay for the whole show, but just want to pop in and leave a like. Have a good one, boys. I'll be listening tomorrow. Hey, thanks, Jacob. Appreciate you. Again, yeah. Tomorrow should be a good listen as well. It's gonna be a good show. I feel it, and I haven't taken a sip of Celsius yet, so it's only gonna go up from here. Yeah, next week is Star Ocean. Need to finish Leica and Mario Wonder. Oh, how is Mario Wonder? Is anyone else in chat playing Mario Wonder? Because I'm so lax on Nintendo things. So, and how's the new voice? Does it feel weird? Does it sound weird? It's gotta feel weird, no matter what. I want to know, did anyone have any exciting plans for Halloween? Halloween is, what, next Tuesday? I think. Oh my god, Like a Dragon Gaiden is in 2 weeks too? Whew, boy. So Edward, I'm really enjoying Mario. Awesome. Difficulty feels good. Didn't even notice the voice. Oh, that's great. Awesome. Good. Oh, that is totally fair. He is just screaming when he jumps. How's Thick Boy Mario? Elephant Mario. My spirit animal. There's like plant that doesn't stop talking. Mario. Oh boy.
Hello?
Oh, there it is. Now I have to lower you even more. Go ahead, talk.
Hello?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's whew. Even more. Now we're at like 70%.
Hi.
What happened? Why is that happening?
I don't know, but hopefully it doesn't go the way it did last week. Let me tell you. Joe would rather kill himself than do that again. All right, let me get the episode out here. A room. What's this? Episode 3?
3,000.
3,000.
One day.
Episode 3,000.
Hello, Stingray.
Test run. Okay, well, there you go. Don't worry about it. Everything hurts that I'm dying.
What are you doing for Halloween next week, Joe? Does your house do a whole lot of fun things for it or no?
No, but work is.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm going to be doing. So I don't know, I'll dress up. I'll put a Spider-Man mask on.
Hell yeah.
I'll put on the gloves. I'll be out of shape, depressed Spider-Man. Yeah.
There's legit, and I'm not going to spoil it or anything.
Yeah.
There's legit a Miles outfit that I was like, I could totally pull off.
I can't talk about it yet. I can't talk about anything relating to that game. Not yet.
That's fine. Okay, do you see me moving in Zencaster?
Yep.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
All right, Kyle, let's get through all this depressing news. and news that people made up. And then we could talk about Spider-Man. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Did you do the intro?
I sure did. All right, chat. We will see you in a second. Are you pressing record on Zencaster?
Not yet.
Okay.
Give me 2 more seconds because I'm gonna go WandaVision for a sec.
Okay, I will wait for the WandaVision. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Boy!
Now I'm ready.
All right, chat. We'll see you soon. Wait, which one is it? There it is.
Oh wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 347 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week we are talking about our sweets in Spider-Man 2, Media Molecules layoffs, longtime PlayStation exec leaves, the detachable disk drive needed to connect to the internet, or as Kyle likes to call it, the dumb detachable disk drive, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night over at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room or on your podcast feeds each and every Thursday. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing grand.
Yeah, same here, man.
Video games are awesome.
Video games are great.
They're in such a good place.
I know.
What wasn't it like before this generation? Everyone's like, "Oh man, video games are gonna stop being so popular and start slowing down." And at least from like hardware perspective, I'm like,
yeah,
get out of here with that nonsense. What are we talking about?
What a time to be alive. We got Spider-Man 2 breaking all sorts of records. Now we finally got our hands on it, Kyle. And listen, we got a lot to talk to y'all about before we could get into our deep dive, spoiler-free, completely spoiler-free. Like, we're not even going to talk about the suits that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? The ones that aren't in the trailers. So completely spoiler-free. But before we get into all of that, this is the week of Hallow's End, right? Halloween. I want to know from you, Kyle, you got kids in the house. What are y'all doing this year?
Sorry for the delay. I was typing up the tweet that we were live to share with everybody.
Oh, fair enough.
So what do we usually do?
You guys got a trick. Look at that.
Maybe later you'll get a treat. I don't know. What do we do? So my house is down a very long driveway. So we never, ever, ever had trick-or-treaters in my entire life.
Fair.
When I didn't really like go trick-or-treating, like full on what the movies portray as trick-or-treating, or my friends would, until maybe high school, and I was too old at that point.
No, yeah, at that point you can't do it.
But then I was like, I had the pillowcase just to fill that up with candy. It was a great old time. But I didn't have any friends that lived close by, and my neighborhood is not like the most friendly place in the world for people, for kids to go and ask for candy.
Your neighbors are like old men in abandoned shacks.
Yeah, they definitely have red hats with white lettering on it, if you know what I mean.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Yeah. Well, but
the girls, my sister brings them to other places in town to walk around, and then they also go to like stores. There's like an outdoor shopping mall where they do trick-or-treat, where you can go to the stores and trick-or-treat that way. And
I've seen a lot of that starting to happen. Like, you go to a strip mall, and like you bring your kids there.
My favorite Halloween ever is like a non-trick-or-treater. It was in college when we signed up for kids to come into the dorms to each dorm room and trick-or-treat that way. And kids cleaned up, by the way. There's like 10 dorm room buildings, all like 10 floors, and Just imagine every room signing up for that and kids just going door to door getting all the candy.
It's awesome.
It's really
For-
good.
For us, like it's like a hit or miss. Like our street, as y'all know on the podcast, it's a very weird street because like we're right next to a highway and like it's a very busy street, but at the same exact time, like there's a lot of kids here. So sometimes we get a lot of trick-or-treaters, sometimes we don't. This year we tried to get a little festive. The lazy way, which is we got like one of those little cats, like the black cat signs. You turn on the lights and the eyes glow.
Yeah.
That's as much decorating that we did.
Okay.
And we got one of those bags from Costco where it's like the party size everything.
Hell yeah.
Now here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm gonna take all the Reese's out.
That's
Those
of
are
course. Absolutely.
And I'm
you
gonna
do.
parcel them up for the rest of the year. That's how I usually
Yeah.
go. But we're doing something at work with the guys, so I'm very excited to see all of them dress up. And so their theme this year is dinosaurs, and I can't wait.
My nephew
So-
Owen loves dinosaurs. That's all.
Yes.
He like acts like a dinosaur 85% of the day. my favorite costume that, because in summer camp we used to have like Halloween day where the kids would come and dress up in the middle of the summer, and we do Halloween themed things in like August. And my favorite, one of my favorite camper costumes ever. I can't not think of it and laugh. He was Spider-Man. You know, it's on topic.
Okay. Yeah, of course. On brand.
However,
Oh, boy.
he was dressed as a cowboy with a Batman mask. And he
What?
would go around saying, "I'm Spider-Man. I'm spinning webs," and go, pew, pew. Like, okay. All right, kiddo. Hey, you're living the dream. I
That
love
could
it so
be a suit
much.
in the game.
It
I
could
don't
be.
even know.
It could be. But that's
know?
been my favorite.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, listen, again, we got so much to talk to y'all about regarding that Spider-Man, our thoughts, our deep dive, spoiler free. We got a whole bunch of non-fun news, but I think a lot of it being misreported. So I'd love to talk about all that. But before we do, it's time for a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, the Trophy Room store, new merch BB, House Slanger / House Banger going head to head. Guess what? Slanger winning by a long shot. Go link down below. It helps the show. It supports us, all that good stuff. And then here's one that I'm very excited by. We announced it last week. We got a ton of positive feedback on, and that is By the Players, our community game club show where each and every month our community members gather around to talk about a game that month. This month, starting on November 18th, Drellish and our good friend Marcus O'Neill are going to be having a Spider-Man completely spoilers discussion about the game with all of y'all. So
I'll be
link
there
down
too.
below. Yeah, I'll be there as well.
Yeah. Come
What do
talk
we
about
got?
games with us.
Exactly. Link to our Discord down below. Ask Marcus all about it. He will get to you in a timely manner. We're seeing a lot of positive responses from it so far.
Yeah.
I really love to
Mhm.
see it. And
Also,
yeah,
shout out to Mike Clancy for the artwork on the logo.
oh my goodness.
Clancy is a genius.
So good.
So talented.
Can't wait to work
He
with
does
him
all
in
the
future.
6-1 indie stuff as well. So
Yeah.
it's
And
very
maybe
cool.
some new stuff that we're doing.
Maybe.
you know?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Let me tell you something. November, when I tell you we've been working on some stuff, we've been working on some stuff. Speaking of some of that stuff, our Extra Life is coming up. We'll give you guys more opportunities or details on that next week as Kyle and I prepare for all that stuff
Mhm.
this week. So,
Mhm.
yeah, stay tuned for more information there. Also, hey, before we get on to it, it's time for our Patreon pitch, of course. Before we get into the news, I want to thank all of our premium producers over at Patreon that make this show possible. It's like we say each and every show. If we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it really does help us out. I know I hear it all the time. You get me through that long car ride. You get me through that boring day at work. You get me through my boss, Vanessa, giving me an earful about the data reports. I understand. And the best way to help us is over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room, just like our newest members, Lucas Sowen at the bronze tier, Chaotic Monkey renewing his pledge for the premium tier, platinum tier, Jonas Young as well at the platinum tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burwitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Camboy, Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennium Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximos, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Chris the Wizard, Solo, Liam Russ, Silcanet, Decimine, Jedis Von Metal, Mitchell Gramlin, and Liam Russ. I want to thank our gold members, Cypher Primus, Darth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Andrew Zor, Astronaut Jr., not to be mistaken with Astronaut Sr., Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold ET, Tino, Six Speed, N Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bamman, Matthew King, the Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Rick Davis, Black Mavericks, and the Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you all so much for keeping the lights on and keeping us doing what we're doing. With all that said, and with all that out of the way, Kyle, it is now time to square up the news.
All right, bit of a bummer being squared up first. This comes from Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle. Little Big Planet dev Media Molecule undergoing layoffs, report claims. I put the S on the wrong word. Little Big Planet and Dreams developer Media Molecule is among PlayStation studios hit by layoffs recently. It has been reported. At least 20 out of a total of 135 employees were reportedly informed earlier today that their positions have been cut. The writing has been on the wall for Media Molecule for quite some time. Despite being a relatively small studio, the developer has found little success outside of its Little Big Planet series. Its ambitious endeavor, Dreams, was widely praised but had limited appeal, leading to the game-making platform being shut down recently. Media Molecule also lost its co-founder and senior producer this year. Report of the layoffs today comes from Sports Illustrated. According to the website sources, Sony is targeting a headcount of 115 employees, despite the studio currently developing a new game. Earlier this year, Sony shut down Concrete Genie developer Pixel Opus and laid off developers from the PlayStation Visual Arts Group on 2 separate occasions. Prize developer Naughty Dog was also hit with staff cuts, reportedly due to The Last of Us multiplayer game being put on hold indefinitely. Rumor has it that the project is all but canceled. And in an update from Jordan Midler over at VGC, Jordan writes, several developers have announced that they have been laid off from PlayStation's Visual Arts Group. Among them, former senior-level designer Daniel Belmare wrote, quote, "Unfortunately, following a wave of layoffs last week was my last week at PlayStation. While this is certainly not the news I was hoping for, I'm grateful to have had a chance to work amongst extremely talented colleagues on incredible projects, and I'm leaving with good memories of my time there," end quote. Belmare is based in San Diego and was working on an unannounced project. It's unclear if he was based at PlayStation's Visual Arts Group or Sony San Diego. The San Diego-based Visual Arts Service Group was founded in 2007 with the goal of growing some of PlayStation's biggest franchises. Visual Arts Service Group was recently brought to prominence for its work on Last of Us Part 1, work that reportedly saw the game be brought in-house at the original studio Naughty Dog to finish the project. Rigging artist Sean Teo, who worked on The Last of Us Part 1, wrote on his LinkedIn page, quote, "Hey everyone, my contract at PlayStation Visual Arts has unfortunately come to an end. I'm currently looking for a new role, and I am flexible with working on video games, cinematic films, and commercial work," end quote. 2023 has seen widespread reports of job losses across the games industry, including Cambridge, UK-based Frontier Developments earlier this week.
Bummer news to start off, because if you're a longtime PlayStation fan, you know and love Media Molecule. You love Little Big Planet. And to me, this sucks, because they are, I think, some of the most creative devs, not just in the PlayStation Studios first party, but they are one of just the most creative devs out here in the space. You know, with Little Big Planet 1 and 2, Tearaway being great examples of them just doing something wholesome, doing something that is, you know, putting out the creator tools to their community to go out there and create things within their universe. It's awesome to see. It's also not a surprise that as much as we love their creativity, Dreams was not the success that I think both PlayStation or Media Molecules wanted. That said, Cowboy Danger D writes in, general question geared towards the overall situation with layoffs. What do you think it will take for all the layoffs to stop? It's been discussed before, but it seems like if a game doesn't make so many millions on day one, it's looked at least from the guys in the suits, as a failure. Is it a case of games getting too big or expectations not being checked at the door? Also, I feel this is a huge reason why creative risk with gaming is a very scary thing for developers. I think that is something I would love to highlight here. It sucks because, yeah, like Media Molecule was a team of 130-ish. I think it's getting downsized to about 100-ish employees. It's a bummer because we're talking about people again losing their jobs in the midst of where like PlayStation is, you know, making record profits and all that jazz. But at the same exact time, yeah, Dreams didn't hit the way neither of them wanted. And I think this is probably people from that Dreams team now no longer needed in their positions as they start to sunset that project. So Kyle, I want to know what you think of this. How do we get these layoffs to stop, my man? It's a very loaded question, but I don't know what do you feel like is on top of that next for Media Molecule?
Oh man, I don't know what's next. It hurts.
Yeah.
It's just Media Molecule are so damn talented and creative, and to see that like Dreams didn't hit the way that I think they hoped or that we hoped, it's just a bummer. And now we're seeing like the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Those people are insanely talented, and any other studio that picks them up are going to be, you know, finding absolute gems to include on their dev team. As far as what's next for what I would want to see them, I would love for them to make a very cute platformer. Like, go back to the Little Big Planet. Maybe not. I was
gonna say, do you think they go back to Little Big Planet?
I don't know if they go to that
know.
IP,
Mm-hmm.
but like, I would love another in-house platformer of any kind, whether or not that includes what they're known for and like the creative side of it, where you can create like your own levels and give you the tools or whatnot. I feel like. My God, why am I blanking on the game that launched at PS5 launch? Sackboy Story. The platform that was not Media Molecule.
Yes, yeah.
But I would love for them to do
Sackboy Big Adventure.
Big Adventure. Thank you.
There you go.
I would love for them to do something like that, because that is a gem I think from the launch PS5 that a lot of people forget about.
And it's really good as well. It's weird because if I'm not mistaken, Little Big Planet 3 wasn't Media Molecules, if I'm not mistaken.
If you could it was
right? It was Sumo again.
Yes, Sumo and what was it, Sanzaru Games, maybe?
Yeah.
I might be making that up.
So
but also Sackboy was Sumo Digital as well.
Yeah. I would love to see them go back to their roots in terms of like making a Mario Maker-esque game where, they go back to their 2D roots. Let's keep it small. Let's keep the scope contained.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I would just love to see a game the likes of a Little Big Planet 2, maybe not with Sackboy, because
Yeah.
now that is seemingly with the Sumo Digital crew. But maybe they go back and they do something there. Whatever their next game is, though, is going to be in a much smaller scope, just by the ways we're seeing it. Like, I think one of the biggest bummers here is we're seeing, one of their co-founders leave a few months ago, kind of the canary in the coal mine to the situation we find ourselves in right here, right now, where I think as much as I love Media Molecule, I think maybe they got a little lost in the sauce in terms of like, people really love building in our games. A lot so. So let's just make this game, our dreams game, all about the creation tool, where I think a lot of the questions around that game was like, yeah, this creator tool's cool, but like, where's the game, right? Or like, this creation tool is great, but like, where's the monetization of it? Where's the discoverability of it? And those questions weren't answered, because Dreams is a really impressive game.
Yeah.
Seeing the sculpture, seeing the literal games that people are making in Dreams, really awesome. But I just don't think it was marketed correctly, and I just don't feel like they had the tools to succeed. I think they, for lack of better words, wasted a lot of time making this developer kit that was impressive, but there was no broader way of people sharing that, sharing that creation out there or making money off of it. Like, I think they probably sold this game as a Roadblocks X-esque game, with a friendlier UI, friendlier monetization scheme, and it looked great on paper, but just didn't or wasn't executed as well as it could have. This sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks. That said, move on to the PlayStation Visual Arts Group. When I got wind of this one also is a bummer. This is a team that wanted to grow. This is a team that wanted to be something bigger in the PlayStation, family, and said, hey, we can. I think the first game that they wanted to test out was to do something big with The Last of Us. I think they were the first team that was working on The Last of Us Part 1 for PlayStation 5. And then Naughty Dog kind of took that over. And it seems like whatever the other project that they were working on also fell through, which is a bummer to hear. But
yeah,
I know it sounds like me just writing it off, but like, sometimes the thing just doesn't work out.
and I think we're in an interesting time where it's weird to even think or say this after we just got Spider-Man, but PlayStation's in a weird place.
Yes.
We don't know a whole lot what first party is doing other than Insomniac. And it's frustrating for us, and I'm sure it's frustrating for them that they can't talk about it yet. But and I think this kind of news here just compounds the worry, like the natural worry of what I think we all are going through. Like, oh my God, what's happening at PlayStation? And I'm not saying the layoffs would have gone over smoother if we were getting first party news. That's not what I mean at all. It's just
there's a lot of work. No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for these layoffs to happen. There's no piece of candy to distract us from our vegetables, which is this stuff.
It's the we're worried as the consumer side of it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
For what it's worth, the last showcase, from what the reaction in the room wasn't great. We don't know where, Naughty Dog is. We don't know where, I don't know, Sucker Punch is right now. Like, we don't know what the big names are working on. And for the AA studios, like, where is Stellar Blade? Where is Rise of Ronin? Like, there are so many question marks still, and we're getting kind of frustrated as a fan base going, all we're seeing is things shifting around, right? Where is the thing that I am supposed to get excited for? Where are the teams that I'm supposed to get excited for? Because you can't just show me a ham sandwich and go, Concord, get excited.
Yeah.
You can't just show me an Ubisoft game going, hey, this is, Haven Studios joint. That's just not going to rile up the fan base that is PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of dives into the next story here.
Mm-hmm.
So take it away.
Chris Scullion over at VGC writes, longtime PlayStation producer Connie Booth has reportedly left Sony. Former Sony employee David Jaffe, who created the God of War and Twisted Metal series, tweeted on Sunday that there was some, quote, sad, frustrating, potentially super disrespectful news, end quote, on the way that would mean, quote, the Sony we all came up with is mostly dead, end quote. Jaffe later confirmed that he was referring to Booth's departure, something that has yet to be officially confirmed by either Booth or Sony. Booth has been at Sony since the early days of PlayStation has been involved in the production of over 100 games, starting with the original Crash Bandicoot, where she was a senior producer. Over the years, she's been involved in production on such series as Spyro the Dragon, Siphon Filter, Ratchet & Clank, SOCOM, Uncharted, Jak and Daxter, Infamous, Resistance, Sly Cooper, The Last of Us, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, and Ghost of Tsushima. She was also inducted into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame in 2020 because she was, quote, integral in helping produce many beloved SIE titles over the past 25 years, end quote. In a video discussing the situation, Jaffe says he had previously only been told Booth had left by people working inside Sony, but has since had the news, quote, verified from people outside of Sony, end quote, and therefore felt comfortable discussing it. It should be noted that despite his video referring to, quote, the axe falling, quote, on Booth, Jaffe later says that he has no idea why Booth has seemingly left the company and that she could have chosen to leave herself. Would you like me to reread that last sentence for everyone, just really quickly?
Please. Yes.
Jaffe later says that he has no idea why Booth has seemingly left the company and that she could have chosen to leave herself.
Now, I was gonna watch the David Jaffe video, but I decided I didn't want to take a drill bit to my temple. So I just want to state this. This is no news. First off, a lot of people are like, who? Connie Booth is revered in PlayStation. She's been around since literally the PlayStation 1. If you've played if you've played a game in the PlayStation Pantheon, she's had her DNA somewhere in it. And she kind of does what, for the layman's terms out there, or for the layman term, she kind of does what she does, which is she takes a look at a game and she asks where the fun is, right? She asks some philosophical questions that the creative leads have to answer. So think of it as her maybe reining in creative directors on whatever project that they're working on to keep it as simple as possible. And yeah, she's had her hands in some beloved games like The Last of Us, like Uncharted, like Ratchet & Clank, like Ghost of Tsushima. This is a name that is renowned.
Yeah.
But dare I say, Kyle?
Oh, I dare you, Joe. I dare you.
I really hate the inflammatoriness of just the way games coverage is now. Like the quote, Sony we all came up with is mostly dead. Please shut up. This annoys me so much so because like this line is going to get people to click that video, which at the end of the day seems like this could be just her leaving or whatever the case may be, under her volition or not.
Yeah. Over two and a half decades.
Yeah. And the idea that just because someone leaves the company means the company is dead is a ridiculous term. Steve Jobs is no longer with Apple. Apple is still in the best place it's ever been, right? So like, to me, when I hear that type of inflammatory statement, it's just nuts to me because it's not like, listen, it's not like when Walt Disney got cryogenically frozen, Disney stopped being Disney, right? People took his place and then started to build upon the idea of what Disney means, right? A great example, if you're a Star Wars fan, we all hail Dave Filoni because he understands. Some of us revere him more than George Lucas himself because he understands the DNA of Star Wars. So it's not like if she has left, again, it's bummer if she's fired. After 25 years, you would think, maybe you get like a push to retire, but like to think the axe falls after 25 years, yeah, you're right. that is disrespectful. But at the same exact time, whether she just chose to leave, doesn't mean Sony closes up shop or that the company that you loved is dead. That is just a wild statement to me. And it just gets me really aggravated when I hear it, because that is the sole problem of what is wrong with games coverage, is that we shoot from the hip, we ask the questions later, and we just don't even bother about correcting ourselves for the next time around.
Yeah. The thing that bugs me a whole lot about this is, as a former game developer who has seen firsthand what leaks can do, and would go out and be, tell information that he is not, it's not his information to tell.
Yeah.
And he is doing no better than any of the other millions of Twitter, people who are just posting these inflammatory things just for clicks, just for to raise their what's the word I'm looking for?
Raise their brow.
Interaction, like what is
engagement?
Raise their engagement, because Elon has monetized engagement on Twitter. Like,
that's not a bad thing, That's not made this house game worse. What are you talking about? I made $7 last month.
Hey, Kyle. But it's just like, as somebody who's done a lot of things in the games industry, seen what leaks can do, seen what talking about, he said, she said stuff can ruin things. This is a human being who's put a lot of their life into it. I don't care if you're her friend or not. It is not your call to talk about this.
Yeah.
Let Connie talk about it whenever it happens, or if it does happen. And if she still chooses not to, fine, cool. It's her prerogative. It's not up to everyone else to be like, oh, Sony's dead. It's gone.
Right.
Sell all their boxes. It's over. It's done. We're done. No more fun to be had here.
It's whatever. Like when Narbox just said Jim Ryan's leaving next year. We're kind of like, we're pretty happy about it, not gonna lie. We're not saying like one person can't have an effect on a company. Absolutely. Look at what Jimbo's done. On paper, excellent. On the ground floor, we're a little annoyed, but hey, you know what? Keep the Spider-Man 2s coming. It's kind of like and I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher their name, so I'm just gonna create a new one. The Rumham that writes, it's the fuel to the console war, because even people I didn't think would use this information for console warring is doing it. And that is what is destroying the conversation around games, that we can't have an honest conversation about video games and trying to get a deeper knowledge base of it, because we get this inflammatory comment about someone who may or may not have left. And I love what Tom Henderson said on the social medias. It's like, what you're reporting on is hearsay. Like, we can't hard evidence prove that this happened or what you said happened. Even Jaffe can't even say it as he makes these bold, proclamations. It's all to just fuel a console war. It's like, again, I say it every week. I love Starfield. Yeah, it's a little buggy. I've noticed a bug. I'm not here to go, ooh, the door opened without, me telling it to. I'm going to post a screenshot and then PlayStation fan 420.
What a lazy ass title screen.
It.
Come on, title screens tell you exactly what games are going to be like.
Oh, God. Listen, the floating Miles Morales head is hilarious. And yes, I've experienced bugs in Spider-Man 2 more than I would have liked. But guess what? One of my favorite games this year, and I just can't gush more about it. So it's like, I love Starfield. I'm a PlayStation host. Somehow that should be illegal. Or I should find a fault in it that I'm hung up on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Spider-Man 2, I need to praise anything that may sound even like a smallest of critique is against the rules. And that's just not right. You got to call a spade a spade. You got to celebrate games and critique them honestly.
Yes. Celebrating games is what I want to do, is what I think we do here. And most of the people that I follow do. And critiquing when it makes sense to critique, and not be like, oh, like critiquing Spider-Man because female bodies in Spider-Man doesn't look as good as this other in-game character. I'm sorry. Sure. They're digital, fictional polygons and shaders.
Yeah.
Go on a computer. I don't know. Like, there's
Go outside, touch that grass.
chill. The actual critique of what makes a game fun and a game engaging is worthwhile. All the other bullshit that's going around is just, it's making our hobby we love look like a joke.
Yeah, kind of suck. You can't celebrate things anymore, and it's just a shame. And listen, again, critique where it should be critique. Like hearing the news from Media Molecule, hearing the news from from the visual arts team. That is a bummer. And for a lot of Media Molecule's effort, it's not on them that Dreams failed. A lot of it has to do with the management, or sorry, not management. The suits demanding that game do things that it didn't want to do, right? So like, to me, it's about giving fair critiques. So yeah, visual arts being laid off is a bummer. I hope nothing but the best for them, and I hope that team lands on their feet whatever way, shape, or form. Maybe even them going back to the support roles that they used to do. That would be awesome. That means people get to keep their jobs. The reality of it is, when it comes to Connie Booth, though as recognizable of a name to the hardcore PlayStation audience that knows, there is going to be someone that steps up to the plate. Those are huge shoes to fill, but it's not an impossible task. And when I hear rhetoric like the Sony we all came up with is mostly dead, it's like, companies constantly change, man. But the identity stays the same. The PlayStation I know and love is different than the PlayStation you know and love, which is different than whoever's listening in their car right now to whoever's listening in the audience, right? For example, my brother used to be a big, diehard Xbox dude. And then he got one red ring of death, and Xbox that he came up with died for him. And he's been a PlayStation boy ever since. So, again, is this a bummer news story? I don't know what this news story is. But we're talking about it here because it is relevant to PlayStation, to the conversation around PlayStation. And I think our final takeaway to this conversation is, let's just wait. Let's just wait till we got all the information before we make the bold proclamations of...
Two things.
Yeah.
Shout out to last week's guest, Jake Steinberg, in chat saying,
Yep.
I think console wars really just exposed that people don't have actual material politics. So instead, they get attached to made-up, meaningless jokes because it's all they have.
That's
Again, right. Jake is way smarter than us here.
Let's bring him on again.
Yeah, let's do it. Anytime, Jake.
I mean, that's why people call Sony people ponies, because it's like, it rhymes.
Exactly.
But ponies are goddamn
funny.
Majestic.
I mean, that's why we
have you ever fed a pony in real life?
I mean, that's why we have the Sony Pony Express. We're taking that term back, you know?
Taking it back. It's our word now.
And number two, something that I used to do all the time that I haven't, and I do whenever I like play a game and I really love it. Please go on social media, if you're on social media, tell a developer that you love what they do and love a game that they do. Tell them, tell them the trophy room sent you. I don't care. Just let them know that you are so appreciative of what they make, because it is hard out there for them.
Yep.
As someone who is now like on the other side a little bit and working with devs every day, I can see just how much the little things weigh on them. So getting a little boost of positivity of, hey, I love what you did here. The character that you wrote speaks to me because I see myself in that character. Whatever it is, find a developer, tell them that you love them, and they will absolutely adore that.
And question, Kyle, I don't want a shameless plug here.
Yeah.
What is one game that you're currently working on?
Well, yeah, I mean, Spider-Man 2.
No, I mean like that you're working on for work, not for like.
Oh my God. So I tweeted about it today. A game that has a demo on Steam. It's not on console yet. It's coming to Switch eventually. It's a Hollow Knight Metroidvania cross with Kirby, where you take the abilities of enemies.
Yeah.
And use that to traverse the Metroidvania world. It's a game called Biomorph. It's not a PlayStation game, but it's gorgeous and it looks like a ton of fun. So check that
Can
one
I
out.
have 5 keys? 4 of them are for giveaways.
I'm so tired of seeing those emails. I'm so tired, Joe.
I'm a
so
content
tired.
creator.
I don't care.
Hi, me again. Can I get 6 codes this time?
Do you know
7
that
of them for giveaways.
there's been a couple where Steam curators are just a bunch of people who just write reviews on Steam, but most of the time they just take the codes and sell them on third-party sites, so we don't deal with them.
It's my part-time job.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to take out that revenue stream for you. The way they word their emails is hilarious. Like, oh, I'm Granny. You know, I'm making muffins, and the last ingredient I need is a sweet, cool new game, and I think that game is yours. Can I have a code so I can make this delicious muffins? Go away,
up,
Granny.
Grandma.
Go away.
All right, Kyle, let's talk about the next news story that people didn't bother to research.
Oh, here we go. Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle writes, PS5 Slim will require players to pair the disk drive online. Quote, the PS5 Slim will require players to pair their disk drives online upon setup. According to screenshots of the console's box making rounds online, the new iteration will go on sale starting early November, replacing the launch model. PS5 Slim's previously leaked Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Spider-Man 2 bundles have already started making their way to retailers. According to photos on the back of the PS5 Slim's box, an internet connection is, quote, required to pair disk drive and PS5 console upon setup, end quote. Some assume that this requirement is for digital consoles that have the option to add a drive, but the box we're looking at comes with one, indicating that this might just be a standard requirement going forward. There is a surprising lack of information about PS5 Slim beyond the recent PS blog post, so this discovery hasn't gone down well with players. Many are concerned that this may cause problems for game preservation, as well as using third-party disk drives in the future, and considering Sony's history in both departments, these concerns aren't misplaced. However, the wording used here is quote-unquote upon setup, which makes us wonder if this is just a one-time requirement. Here's hoping Sony clears this confusion up soon.
I expect an apology.
Why?
Because this isn't a big deal.
It's still dumb.
Who cares? Look, the PlayStation 4 had to do the same thing.
No. I'm
The
not.
Xbox Series
No.
X has
When
to do it.
I say it's dumb, I'm saying the detachable disk drive is dumb. This is whatever.
Right.
I'm just saying the whole disk drive thing is dumb.
Well, I'm gonna say my tweet from that I replied to your tweet with, and I think it was very mature.
Yeah.
I said that this is a quote in caps, cry for help, unquote, from the physical fascists. They're trying to smear us delightful digital consumers, and I won't take or let the propagandists win.
I'm sorry, what?
That's right.
I didn't even get that notification. Thanks, Elon.
Well, thank him later, because I'm here to tell you, a lot of people were freaking out that like every time you put in a disc in the disk tray, that it's gonna have to some type of weird DRM scan your disc and all that stuff.
At face value, that is when I first saw. I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
Right, and a lot of people at face value, that's you see the headline, and you're like, "Oh, well, that's dumb." Especially how some folks word it. Right, again, scroll up from the PlayStation we all came up with is dead. When you get like titles that are purposely misleading, it makes you assume that this is the case when it's not. So from what we understand, when you first plug in your PlayStation 5 Slim, it's going to update your console. That is going to then pair your disk drive with your PlayStation. Again, it's akin to what the Xbox Series X does. It is on par with what the PlayStation 4, I believe, used to do. And this is also due to some piracy laws here in the United States. So, not the worst thing in the world to have happened.
Sure.
Brody writes in, Kyle is giving me an evil smirk like, you son of a bitch, I don't like you. Brody writes in, hey guys, hope everything is well. My question for you guys is, how do you think the game community can preserve physical games / media?
I'm trying, Brody. I'm trying real hard. I'm one man.
Just one man. What ideas do you guys have? I personally enjoy physical copies because that to me is a game. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Shout out to House of Bangers. What, Brody? You were. Well, all right. I thought I had a comrade. I had a friend.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and be on my high horse about physical media. I know I'm in a losing battle. I've been in a losing battle ever since games stopped shipping with actual instruction booklets on the inside of the case. Right. I knew that was a downhill, and they all were shipped with that one little sheet of paper with like all the legal information on it. Of like, here's the controller, here's what the buttons do. That's it. Goodbye.
Now it's like now that is printed within the game cover itself.
Exactly. Yeah. It sucks.
You don't even get a sheet of paper anymore, Kyle.
No. So yeah, it's an uphill battle. I don't know. I do think in some way, shape, or form that physical media will never go away. You have like your limited run. You'll always have third-party people that love physical media as much as I do, putting out physical copies of things. Like Limited Run is putting out a Persona 4 Golden physical copies of the new ones, so which come like steelbooks and stuff. So it is a thing. I don't know what else to do outside of that, because digital people are thinking they're the only ones that matter, I guess. I don't know. I'm not saying you're not delightful, but there's a double standard going on here where I just actively hate it, and I feel like I am going crazy.
What's the double standard?
What's the double standard?
I don't understand.
Why does it hurt you that I want physical media?
I don't think of you at all, Kyle.
Okay. Every time I say like, oh, I'm gonna go
the elevator.
I'm going to the store to pick up a game. You're like, oh man, mine's already here. Sucks to be you. Oh, you gotta get out of your seat and take the disc out and put another one in. Oh, could it be me?
Yep.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry. I'm just delighted that I don't have to do any of that.
I like stuff. Look behind me. I like stuff.
Well, listen, I've done my part. Look at this copy of Forspoken I got for $10.
Only because you have the Spidey Special Edition PS5. That's the only reason you bought it.
That's right.
Which, guess what? Has a disc drive in it.
Here's the thing. I don't know if there's a little manual inside.
It's not. Find out. I also have it. No, I don't think so. I think it has the little sheet, too.
Yep. Yep, it gives me a little legal advice. Let's see. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, don't copy it. It's the same thing, the user license agreements.
It's like 0.2 font.
It's awful. It's awful.
Is this a manual for ants? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, okay. Now, I have a Saints Row because I forgot to get it on PlayStation Plus last month because I'm a dummy. So I spent $5 on this. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to see. It's still in the ASMR fans out there, you freaks.
And to be fair, Norbox84, I'm with you. I don't care physical and digital as long as the games are fun. What I do care about are people like Joe that likes to be like, digital is the future and all you physical media people are beneath me. That is what I'm talking about. That's like a subset of the console wars.
I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna
get that new game smell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
Does it also have the legal paperwork in there?
You would be proud. All right, here's what it comes with. It comes with a
DLC code, but probably nothing else.
Yep, Idols of Anarchy pack.
Okay. And an advertisement for another game.
And Saints Criminal Customs.
Oh.
I have not gotten these codes yet, so I'm not gonna review them.
Okay.
But let me see the disc. I like when a disc is fun. It is not. It's just
it's not fun.
Yeah,
shout out to the Spider-Man 2 disc. That's real fun.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's up there. I can't get it. It's over there.
See. What is it?
It's the black suit. It's the black Spidey. The black disc and white spider on it.
Yeah, no, I got Forspoken right here.
That's
black disc, Forspoken. All right.
My whole argument with this disc drive thing, and I've said it a million times, and I'm gonna stop talking about it because I sound like a crazy person. It's just, the disc drive does the same thing as digital, and now that it's a slim, right?
Yeah.
It is now slimmer. It is smaller, which is one concern for people who wanted to go digital. So now, just cut out the middleman. You're going to be spending less money to get the digital and the disc drive, detachable disc drive, just get the disc slim version and you'll be golden.
Oh no, I agree with the price hike. Yeah, go get the,
Yeah.
no. Go for the 500, not the 450. At least you have options.
I just like my compact discs.
Yeah.
I like discs, Joe.
All right.
That's the next shirt. I like discs.
I like discs. I love lamp. Yeah, no. Again, a lot of people jumping on this.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of it, Kyle, is like people are waiting for PlayStation to have the heel turn. They're just waiting.
We're
right?
also just waiting for something fun to talk about.
Yeah. But listen, Spider-Man is just it's just a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, outside of the game front.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Let's talk about some Spidey news. We're rounding it all up. Okay? Go for it, Kyle. Take it away.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 breaks sales records to become fastest selling PlayStation Studios game in PlayStation history. Sony Interactive Entertainment has sold through more than 2.5 million copies to gamers worldwide in the first 24 hours. Oh, beautiful. Spider-Man 2 beat out competition from Super Mario. It's acclaimed #1 in the UK box retail charts.
Take that, you dumb fucking plumber. I bought both.
GFK data reveals the PlayStation 5 exclusive had a strong launch. It is the biggest PS5 box launch of the year, with sales almost 5% bigger than the previous high point, the PS5 launch of Hogwarts Legacy back in February. Spider-Man 2's launch sales are just over 3% lower than the PS5 launch of God of War Ragnarok. Excuse the dragging of the chair above me, which
I
was
thought that was a car.
No, that someone's dragging a metal chair upstairs.
Oh, fair
which
enough.
was the biggest PlayStation launch of all time when it arrived last year. Of course, this is purely physical sales, so we will have to wait until digital comes in to find out which game comes out top. Note, God of War Ragnarok launched on a Wednesday, whereas Spider-Man 2 arrived on Friday, so last year's title had a few extra days on sale. Spider-Man 2 is the fourth biggest box game launch of the year behind Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, EA Sports FC 24, and Hogwarts Legacy.
Just think about that for a second. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, phenomenal game.
Yep.
Had 100+ million Switches.
Yep.
We just cracked 40 million here on PlayStation.
Yep.
Just under Zelda is nuts.
Yeah, we definitely cracked 40 million. Us right here.
I know. Listen, how many times we bought this for both our community and ourselves.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, guys, I have a bonus code of Spider-Man 2 that I will be giving away during our Extra Life stream. So not only are we giving away a Spider-Man PlayStation console that comes with a code of the game, we are also giving away a code of Spider-Man 2 as well, all for Extra Life. So again, next week we'll have the big announcement, big reveals of all the things we're giving away and of all of our partners and all that jazz. So stay tuned for that. Kyle, none of this came to a surprise for me. I think the day one sales are half of the people that bought the PlayStation 5 console.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a fun question for you though.
Uh-huh.
When's the next bit of news revealing how much Spider-Man sold? When are we getting that? I don't want how many things will it sell in its lifetime? We know it's a lot. When are we getting the next update? It's 2.5 million. If memory serves right, yeah, like the last one to do that was God of War in its first 3 days. The one after that was Last of Us
right?
Part 2. No, I think Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, okay.
With,
Horizon
with
did
3
crazy big though, didn't it?
Yes, it did really well, but no Last of Us or God of War numbers. Yeah.
I honestly think next week. I think it will be quick. I also think they want to remind people during Game of the Year season of like, hey, look at how many copies we've sold. So we're definitely Game of the Year kind of thing.
Or even if they don't get that, because listen, this year is
It's stacked.
Someone's getting snubbed, you know?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame you if Spider-Man's not on your Game of the Year list or is. Like, there's
It's
too
tough.
much goodness.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think by this time next month, we're going to know how many copies Spider-Man sold. Yeah. And I think that the number is going to be huge.
Staggering.
Yeah, staggering. All right, Kyle. It's time for so Flash. You just gotta go. Gotta run fast. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious.
Whew.
Fallout TV series launch date revealed. Stand by, Fallout dorks. It's not on PlayStation more, so I can say that. There's only a few months left for you to stay in your bunkers before the Amazon Prime Fallout TV series debuts in April next year. A brief teaser on the video posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. It's still Twitter in our hearts.
Yep.
Revealed the Fallout series date release of the 12th of April. Of course, this date written in the American style because America, USA, USA. So it's 4/12/24. But good news, it isn't debuting next December. Kyle, I don't feel anything for Fallout.
Yeah.
Does this do anything for you?
No.
No. Yeah. Same.
I've played a little bit of 4.
Mhm.
I tried 3. There's something about those games just didn't click.
Goddamn base building.
It's not even that. Like, I don't know.
Fucking hate. I'm sorry for the cuss. That one got in. The F bomb. But that base building, your village is under attack. Let them all die. I don't care.
On paper, Fallout should be a Kyle-ass game.
It really should.
But something about it is just like, it just doesn't click with me, and I don't know why.
That's why I actually like Starfield so much, because it's like you could base build if you want to. Your gameplay probably like would be better if you did, but it's a like an asterisk. Like you don't need to do it. Where Fallout, I felt like it was just a pestilence every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I hope they fix that with the enhanced versions coming. That said, Kyle, enough about Fallout. Though I am optimistic for the show. I love.
Yeah.
It seems like they get it. Like seeing the Vault Boy there. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like they at least the marketing team understand the assignment.
They missed a very good opportunity to have it released on April 24th, though. 4/24/24.
Yeah. Ooh. Right.
They missed a good opportunity.
Fair enough. The new PlayStation advert at the UEFA Champions League.
Kratos was
All
there.
I know is football.
Yeah.
Did you see this, Kyle? Have you seen this?
I saw the thumbnail. I saw Kratos was cheering on some football. That was about it.
Yeah. I don't partake in the football, but let me tell you something. I'm looking at it right now. Astrobot was it for me.
Astrobot's the ball?
Astrobot, when they flip the coin, he pops up and he's just running around.
Okay, cool.
I love that they're making Astro a thing.
Same.
Like this gets me so excited because Astrobot's full of joy, promise, and wonder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You see Joel and Ellie out there as well. They're riding a horse and they're throwing a ball to a referee. You got Kratos and Boy. He's starting the show with the horn. It's nice.
Where's Aloy at? Is Aloy there?
No, I think she was there last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So this seems like a yearly thing.
She must have done something bad to not get an invite to this year's. You know?
Who knows?
Did she run on the field? Oh, excuse me. Did she run on the pitch when she wasn't supposed to?
There you go.
How dare
That's
she?
a Ted Lasso reference.
Hey.
Kyle, PlayStation was in the sphere.
Oh, the PlayStation Orbis is real.
It's I immediately thought of, what was it? The PlayStation 2 commercial where they're debuting the PlayStation. What was it? Was it the 6? And it's an orb.
It was like a rumored thing. It was like the PlayStation Orbis as being PlayStation 4 or whatever it was. It was wild.
Wild times.
Just the Las Vegas Sphere in general is just wild.
I want to go so bad.
I want to play a game on that thing.
I want to play Bloodborne on it.
Yes.
I just want to see God on it.
I
saw you two play it. I thought I was in heaven.
As much as I would love to go see like a concert there or experience something there, I would just as much be into interviewing the people that live around the sphere. Be like, hi, yes, ma'am. At 3 a.m. Do you ever get scared of that giant pumpkin face that looks at you?
One person's like, it's just like on at 4 a.m. and one person's just trying to get to sleep, and it's just in like, it's not like blinding you, but it's in the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's just keeping them
Could you
awake.
imagine if everyone that lived around the sphere worked for one singular company, and that company's CEO put his face on that every morning at 6 a.m. and go, "Time to wake up," and that's how you wake up every day? Whew.
That
Black
is-
Mirror.
Honestly, that is for an earshot away from becoming an Elon Musk dystopia. that I just don't wanna be a part
1,000,000% it
of.
is. I think it's fun. If you don't know what we're talking about, look up the Las Vegas Sphere. It's insane.
Have your mind blown. I love it. First and foremost, Xbox had it the day before,
Yep.
and then PlayStation had it afterwards with Spider-Man and Miles.
Yep.
All right, I'll get console wars here, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say it. Xbox Sphere better.
Xbox what better?
Xbox Sphere better.
Oh, okay.
It moved. It moved around. Like the DVD.
Oh my God. Has
The
that been
Office.
done yet?
Get on it. Chop.
I mean, there's
internet.
no corners. It's a sphere, but they could do something.
They can bounce around from end to
Yeah,
end.
come on.
Come on. Katie writes in, hope we are all having and enjoying Spider-Man 2. I plan to get it soon.
Yep.
So this past week, we have seen some wild and awesome looking advertisements. Look at that. I did it the British way just for you. Microsoft and PlayStation using the Las Vegas Sphere, and also a truck being suspended by webbing
Which
and
was dope.
symbiote in Sydney, Australia. My question for you is this. This week, you are in charge of advertisement for one of your favorite games. How would you go about advertising it? How big would you go? As always, keep up the amazing work. Super stoked for By the Players. Hopefully, we'll get to be a part of it at some point. Love you guys.
Love you too, Katie.
Katie. Any advertisement you want. All right.
They kind of already done what I would have done.
What's that?
Was it last year? Where they just had like a giant axe out of nowhere, like in the ground, and they kind of like blocked it off. I would have loved to do that just for, and I know they had every like almost every PlayStation IP represented in that way all over the world. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Is I would have had like some weird fungus growing out of a building and be like, oh, don't go near it. It's the cordyceps. Or,
Yes.
or like, yeah, the giant axe. Oh my God. Like just a weird, creepy tentacle monster from Bloodborne that you can only see at night with like the black light or something like that.
Yeah, see, I would say that we're doing this big, spectacular thing. We're renting out the Sphere. You know, we're going to showcase the world, the next big, like, PlayStation thing, right?
Yeah.
But then in actuality, I just brought my PS5 who rented out Sphere, and I would be playing Bloodborne on it.
Could you?
You know?
I think somebody needs to, at some point, just make the Sphere into like the big red moon of Bloodborne, and someone dresses a hunter outside the Sphere looking up at it and taking a picture.
Oh, my God, yes.
Done.
Let's do
Sign it off.
Yeah. And then, like, maybe for Final Fantasy, we get, you know, one of those, like, pinups of just, like, the whole cast, because they're very attractive. You know?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Laying down, like, one of the French girls.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Cloud when I talk about this, yeah.
Of course.
Star Wars Dark Forces has a release date for February 28th, 2024. Jesus, that's coming sooner than I'd like. That's for PC, PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S, and Nintendo Switch.
Switch.
Dark Forces is one of the best Star Wars games. And I feel so hyped in my core, in my soul. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm happy for you.
That's all I got. Thanks, man. Thanks. All right, Kyle. It's time for what you been playing.
Whew.
This is gonna be my favorite segment of the night.
I haven't been playing much. Cheap platinums, you know.
Cheap platinums, yeah. You know, haven't
Not-
had the time.
PlayStation's been dropping the ball lately with releases, so I haven't really been enticed to play a whole lot.
That's fair. After you heard about Connie Booth, you were just
Yeah.
You're like, this is not the PlayStation I grew up with.
Nope. It's
You
done.
sold it for a ColecoVision.
It's dead. Yeah. Even worse, a Virtual Boy.
Oh damn! You
My
just
eyes
don't
hurt.
want your eyesight.
My eyes hurt real bad.
They're bleeding a little bit on the sides, Kyle.
Yeah.
We've been playing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, boy.
I love this game with all my heart and all my soul.
Same.
Take it away, Kyle. I want to know your thoughts, of course, non-spoilers.
Where
We're not even gonna throw out hints.
begin? I don't want to talk too much because eventually we will talk in depth, like Road to Greatness, and then by the players, we'll have a chat about it. This game, I can best describe this game as you sitting in a movie theater for 3 hours and you are just popping popcorn the whole time. Yep. You're just having a great time. Time is wasting away. It's just melting. You're just enjoying every single thing you're doing. I think before we get even more deep into the discussion, when Jake was on last week, I was taken aback by just how much he was gushing about it and how the side content really shines.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, Jake, you are 1000% correct. These side missions in Spider-Man 2 are some of the best missions, period. They're not all flashy. You're not doing really fun. Oh, you're doing fun things, but you're not doing typical video gamey things. But man, I felt like everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in those moments. It's Insomniac they know what they're doing. They understand Spider-Man.
They understand Spider-Man, just the hopeful optimism that he brings. And I was thinking a lot about what Jake was saying last week as I was playing today and how just on the money right he was. This is one of the most special games I've played in a really long time as someone who needed it, right? So a little backdrop for those who don't know, but a week prior to Spider-Man coming out, I had to put my dog down and nothing was hitting, right? Like I just felt lost. I still feel lost. I felt lonely. I just felt sad, depressed. Nothing was sparking any type of joy. The only thing that I was remotely excited for is Spider-Man. And the one thing I can't stress here is every time I'm in those funks, every time I'm in one of those states, there's always something Spider-Man related that comes out that just lifts my spirits. It's like that and Star Wars are just the only two things that could get me out of a funk. And Spider-Man literally swooped in when I needed it the most and just gave me a story that I would say is on par with the first game, where it may not give you the surprises that the first game had, but what it does give is something with tremendous heart. Someone asked last week of what is a game that the devs poured their heart, their love, their soul into? There is not a moment in Spider-Man that is wasted, I feel. That comes to the story. That also comes to most of the side missions and side content that you do. Are some of the most impactful stories that I've got to experience, because it's some of the stories are not so much about Spider-Man, but Spider-Man taking a step back and kind of re-falling in love with the city.
It's the Spider-Man communities around them. That is at the forefront of this game.
And I would say to just go even a little further is every time you hear it, it's New York City, or the city is a character in itself.
Yeah.
Those side missions fill out the character that is New York City. There are 3 really impactful side missions where I just put the controller down and just went, that felt good.
Yeah.
And it's not the most, action-packed side mission. A lot of them don't have much when it comes to action, but the way it impacts you, just a little hint is just there was one time where I thought my TV speakers weren't working, and it was purposely delivered in such a meaningful way that I took a step back and it just hit me. I was like, wow, Yeah, this dev team gets it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just understanding Spider-Man, but they understand the city, its people, what makes the city special. And the one thing that I want to step back from, because the side content's great, is the traversal elements. I've heard mixed things on. I want to know your thoughts, because to me, when I first saw the wingsuit, I was like, this is I want to be thwipping everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much I'd love that wingsuit so much, and how much you're able to do with it and mix and match your traversal, that you are going from one side of the island to the next in minutes. Like, it's just so damn
not
impressive.
even that, it's just super cool switching in between swinging into a websuit and then back again.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so fluid, it doesn't feel weird or tough to do or hard to control. It also, hats off to Insomniac for giving us access to the web wings almost immediately.
Yep.
Just so, like, you're going to need to use these.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in some side missions, but just like in general to traverse the world. It's going to feel so much quicker and faster. And I think because dipping toes into the story just a little bit of, like, the city's in big trouble in this game at points. So you're going to need to get to places quick. And to add the web wings, I think, is a way for Insomniac to be like, you need to get to where you're going fast because things are going down.
Or like in like fights, you're using it too. Like it's integral to Spider-Man's movement and the sense of momentum that you find here. So, like, layered in the city, one of my favorite abilities, Kyle, is the slingshot, where you get it literally immediately, and it's you just shooting two webs at two buildings or objects, whatever, and you're catapulting yourself across the screen. And what I love the most about it is the sense of the momentum it gives you, but the way traversal acts, the way you're switching off and on to keep that momentum. So I'll slingshot, and then the best thing that I'm gonna do is open up my wingsuit with the triangle button, and then once I feel like the momentum fades, there's an ability that I get to use from Miles Morales that shoots me up a little further, so I could keep my wings going.
Well, that's both Spideys, I think.
Yep. Or, like, I find myself falling down back to Earth, I use that forward momentum to then just normal web sling to keep that momentum going. It's really impressive. What about
very, very impressive? I there are still moments, and this has been in every Spider-Man game, where I do get stuck on some buildings.
Yep.
Swinging around the city, which is understandable. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Spider-Man. Like, we can't traverse giant buildings as fast as they can. So there are some, like, you run into, like, I could run this building. I should just hop over this ledge, but for some reason the ledge is stopping me. It's weird.
Yeah.
There are moments here to there, but just the genuine joy of feeling of going across the river to the new areas.
Yes.
And like flying over the bridges and under the bridges, and just kind of the lizard
leaving through like the underpasses are just so much fun.
The lizard set piece we saw during the state of play, I mean, feels so good on the sticks chasing after him with the wingsuit. The
let's talk about the set pieces for a second here. Again, nothing like other than that lizard vertical slice.
Yeah,
Let me tell you guys something. I was talking to Luke Lore, more like Luke Snore, over at the Xbox Expansion Pass. They're celebrating their 200th episode. God bless you, Captain Logan. I don't know how you're doing it. You know, Luke is an unabashed, Star Wars, Batman Arkham fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking him, like, how you love, because he loved Spider-Man too. I'm like, how are you loving it? And he's just like, I am at the lizard fight, and I can confirm that this is the greatest superhero game I've ever played. And I'm like, and you have not even seen it.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of set pieces in here I feel like Naughty Dog. Insomniac was just showing off.
But it puts the Uncharted set pieces to shame.
It puts
several times.
Every set piece that PlayStation Studios has done. It is complete shame. It's absurd.
It's absolutely insane how Insomniac just raised the bar in one game every single time.
Yeah.
Like the boss fights are incredible. The
meaningful,
the stakes, the dialogue while you're fighting is like, I was gripped to the screen. Like I knew I was behind the sticks and I had to act, but I just wanted to hear every line of dialogue from the bosses and villains and whatnot.
Yeah.
Even seeing, I don't want to. I'm trying real hard not to spoil things. That's why I'm looking up at the ceiling.
I know we're like, how do I navigate this?
There is a set piece with a certain character where they straight up took what they did with Ratchet and Clank and like the Rift Dimensions kind of thing, and I was like, give me more of this, please.
And that's the thing about this game too. It's like it really is all the lessons that Insomniac have learned and this tool set that they have with their prior games of not just Spider-Man but Ratchet and Clank. And going, listen, this engine can do a lot. We have a lot of neat features in here. How do we take advantage of all those things? And they do it so damn well here. Like when it comes to the set pieces, there are so many that I can't count them on one hand.
No.
And they're each so special. Even there are some side missions, Kyle, that I'm like, there's a set piece in here. How? The budget for this game must have been goddamn ridiculous. Because it's just it's absurd. You're an Arkham guy.
I am.
I want to know what you think of Spider-Man 2. Does it live up to the hype for you? Maybe this is a question a tad too early for you, but I want to know.
No. This is perfect. I think combat-wise, I think it is like perfection at what Arkham put down. I think the addition of just having all your gadgets on a one button tap kind of thing, easy access where you actually feel like you're in the battle at all times, and something that I never really thought about playing the other two, of like slowing down time to select your gadget. That just feels crazy to me after playing this, and just how in it you are every single second. Like, of course, you got to be quick on your feet and use whatever you have in your arsenal and that's similar to like how the Arkham games were, where you did have like quick batarangs and whatnot. And I feel like the gadgets in this one is similar to that kind of vein. Parrying is awesome. It's also like the Arkham when Batman, you have to like throw your cape to like block certain attacks. It's just perfected and works very, very well. The one thing where I think I'm a little let down by Spider-Man 2 when it comes to thinking of Arkham, and they're two separate things, and this is the second game, technically third in the Spider-Man PlayStation lineage, but I wish there were more nods to other Spider-Man things in the universe. Okay. What I mean by that is, like, when I think of Arkham Asylum, running into all like the little villains nods in the actual asylum themselves, like seeing Penguin's umbrella, Kane like in a glass thing, like the wonder of 2018 Spider-Man, where you're like, oh my god, there's the Sanctum, there's the Wakanda embassy.
Well, you wanted more of that.
I wanted more of that in here, where I honestly, like, that's super hard to do because we've already experienced that in the game. And there are really cool things you can do with those places. But I wanted just a little bit more hints and nods at other things in this universe of new things. And I think we do get that in like side content. Yeah. But I wish there was a little bit more of like fun discoverability of like... Yeah. Oh my god, there's the Daredevil law offices or stuff like that.
That'd be so cool.
But they don't really direct you to any of those points. You can find them.
Like, you still have the Avengers building, but one person said it really well. They're like, It was on Twitter, not a spoiler at all. They're like, man, the Avengers must be dead or something.
Because this is like an Avengers level threat going on right now.
Like, towards the end, I'm like, this is definitely like, where's Iron Man? I need him right now. I think the small issue I have, it's not with that actually, because I feel like this game gives those things more context.
Sure, yeah. I understand that's a weird nitpick, but that's just me.
No, I get it. Where to me, I have a nitpick with the combat, which is, though I like the parrying, the tells are not great. Give me a bigger window, because there's so many enemies on screen that like I can't learn when someone's swooping in to give me an uppercut when that
make it
iframe comes in.
Different enough from all the other alerts of what you can dodge, what you have to dodge, to what you have to parry. I get that.
That's my small nitpick. Other than that, I love this game so much.
One
last thing I do want to say.
Yeah,
go for it, Kyle.
I was just gonna say I did run into some bugs.
Yeah,
I had the game crash on me like 4 or 5 times.
Once.
I did get stuck on the wall plenty of times.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
I got stuck in the graphics. Someone called me a liar. I was like, okay.
Oh,
relax,
no.
Guy. This game means way too much to you. But
on a level that shouldn't be worth it.
So like there are times I clip into a building when I was fighting. That happened to me once. The thing that kept on happening to me is the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app kept on popping up in certain moments.
Okay.
And even during like story beats, and I'm like, can you please stop? Can you please stop? Stop it. Now I'm actually being irritated. Now I'm being pulled out of this. It's like I'm accidentally butt dialing this goddamn like call line.
I had sometimes where like in certain hideouts, I would be like, oh, maybe I can go through that crack to the other side because it looked like I could. No, I'm just straight in the building and I couldn't get out. I'm like, oh crap, how do I? That happened a couple times. As well as I'm just swinging through the city and the objective is right there, and the game will treat it like there's a out of bounds line right there and will force me to go back. Like, what are you talking about? I've been down this road a million times.
And like the way you do it is like you restart from a checkpoint, and because there is literally no loading in this game, it's like, all right, well that was a minor inconvenience. I didn't. Yeah. It's literally I waited for 3 seconds. God is good.
I will say, another little thing that I missed from the original games. I miss stealth only things. Stealth is there. You can do stealth.
I love stealth.
You don't have to at all. Like they introduced the web line thing, which I love. I use it all the time. Yeah. But friend of the show, Mike Towndrow, 6-1 Indie, he went to go plat the game and he couldn't because stealth in the end game is like almost impossible to get like the web line takedowns, because there's no specific here's a stealth mission, here's a room where you have to take out the whole room in a minute or so. I know that's not everyone's favorite cup of tea, but like I stealth like crazy in this game.
Oh dude, I stealth like I'm a so like when
but there's some people like, I know I've talked to don't even go invisible as Miles. Don't even like did. Oh, I use it all the time.
So like for me, like I'm like a serial killer, man. When I'm doing the stealth, I'm like, I'm gonna add you to my collection, and I'm just shooting lines like that. It's borderline cheating. How good. Also, these guys still can't look up. I get it. We've probably beaten them dozens of times, so they probably have like they don't have any cartilage left in their necks. But like, come on, and hire a guy.
You can't tell when I super kick a dude into oblivion when he's 15 feet away.
You can't notice that I just made this robot hawk explode. Come on, come on. All right.
You can't tell the shadows on the ceiling of this building of the people I've webbed up hanging upside down right above your head.
You can't notice Dave is literally screaming for help. He can barely breathe.
There were 14 other people up here with you. You're the last one left. Where'd they go?
Yeah, not a thought of like,
there's no door.
Oh, they must have all went out to lunch. Like, come on now. Bertos Maximus writes in, good evening, gentlemen. I hope y'all are good and not as good as can be. I am doing good this week. This is like the first week I'm legitimately feeling good.
Good. My
question is, for you fine sirs, is Spider-Man related. Have you, How have you been finding it? And my main want out of this game is a bit more variety in side quests as opposed to the first. Do we get it in this game, or is it much of the same in that department? Just want to say how dang amazing this community is, with someone offering to Venmo me some money
Aw.
for Spider-Man. Oh, that's so sweet. But unfortunately, Venmo isn't available here in the UK. Gosh dang Tories, is what I've been told. But is still the thought there. Sorry, still the thought was there. So I'm ducking and diving to avoid spoilers right now, waiting for payday. This will teach me not to pre-order something. Keep bringing us the amazing content and keep safe, you guys. Your friend from across the pond. P.S. House Slanger for the win. Kyle, don't you dare take those sweet, sweet teas away.
I'll think about it.
I've seen some, like, where there is complaints for this game in the side content. I am 100% against them.
Oh, I think the side content is so much better in this game than the other two. So much to the point where, this is not a spoiler, you don't have to do crimes.
No.
Crimes don't count for district progress. Like, they're fun to do, but they're like as so intensely tied to like trophies or progression in the districts were to the first and Miles Morales. None of that. They pop up, which is totally fine, but it is all the side content are meaty.
I'll let him rob the baby. I don't care.
Not every
I got a
dish.
Mysterio thing to do.
well, spoilers.
That's not a spoiler. You see, he's in the trailer.
Is he? I didn't watch the launch trailer, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's in there.
Not every side mission is in every district too, which helps.
Yeah.
Like they're scattered around all of New York City. And I think that goes a great deal where you're not just like, I remember 2018, those Sable outposts at the end drove me nuts.
Yeah.
There's too many of them.
Yeah.
There's the perfect amount of certain ones, and you want to do them because the payoffs are so damn good.
Yeah. Though, like the one thing they'll do is like you do X, Y, and Z, and then you're met with a crescendo mission at the end, which will like give you a cool fancy little suit and some like story beats as well. Some of it really meaningful. Kyle, there's one I can't wait for the spoiler cast, 'cause I am gonna gush. Oh my god. When I'm like, this is a video game. This exists. This is happening right now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. So yeah, no, I love the side missions in this game.
Yeah, they're great.
Love it. Drellish writes, it seems like we all like Spider-Man 2. Let me correct myself. Many are even loving it. So my question is for some deeper reflection. Although Spider-Man 2 might be the best story told so far, why is Spider-Man 2 not your game of the year? Ooh-wee. What other games have pushed the envelope a bit more in 2023? Enjoy the thought experiment. Why wouldn't
that is
it be?
a great question, and I actually have an answer to this, like very quickly. I think the saying, as like low-hanging fruit as it is more Spider-Man.
I hate that completely.
I also hate it, but they're not wrong. I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's still a fun game. It's a great game. It's a well-made game. The characters, story, everything is great. But it's similar to what we have already played. So when I think of like my game of the year, what is something that has pushed gaming for me and given me an experience that I haven't already had? And like, I think of like Baldur's Gate 3. Like, that is like something that I haven't dove too deep into. And just to see how much you could do in that game is like impressive. And I'm nowhere even close to being done to it.
Yeah, I think Baldur's Gate does a lot more in terms of like the character development side of things, giving you more freedom to do things. But
and, like,
it's also a very
options.
different game.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what games push the envelope a bit? Like, that game is...
Because to me, I'm like, it's more New. To me, it's like I hate that kind of. It's like it's more New York City.
I agree, but I'm just throwing it out there.
But like, because I heard, I think it was like Skill Up. It's like it's just more New York City. I didn't feel like wanting to go back. I'm like, you did yourself a huge disservice. I live in the tri-state area, humble brag, and I'm like, this New York City is way more realized than last game.
Mm-hmm.
Even the buildings are like bigger to scale. Like
Yeah.
there's so much.
There's
many
actually
more
traffic
details
jams.
now. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Humble brag, been playing on that the 4K 40 mode for that 120 hertz little LG I got here.
I did also do that
Yeah.
for most of the game, and then I did performance mode at the end, and oh my goodness.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
There's ray tracing everywhere, guys. This game feels like next gen realized, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Final goddamn Lee. Green Gorilla Gamer writes in, sup boys? As of last night, Spider-Man 2 became my game of the year and GOAT after beating Terraria for my #1 spot. And I haven't even finished the main story. That's how I felt, literally.
Yeah.
Once we got to a certain character, I'm like, and I'm set for life. This is the most amazing thing. I'm gonna. All right, I'm absolutely enthralled in this game, and this is the first time ever I've been able to play a game on launch day. It's everything I could have imagined and more. They have surprised me every which way. I would like to leave a lot of questions for when I finish the game, including an email between me and myself and Insomniac Games. So I'll ask possibly a simple one. Any complaints? Because I did. I had complaints of how stupid I was. Why would you say that? I wanted the old gadget wheel back. Oh, okay. I wanted them to bring back some suits.
I like how
and
you're
then 3
like,
hours
oh,
later-
don't say that about yourself, and
Yeah,
then be
no.
like, oh, okay, I get it.
You fool. Then I was regretting my words because I absolutely love the way the gadgets are used in this game. And Insomniac has slapped me in the face with some iconic suits from, other things. Maybe it's a bit too early to complain. So my question here, has there ever been an instance in a game where you wish they would have done something and then not long afterwards they actually did it? And then you're sitting there feeling stupid. Not as stupid as me because I was live on Twitch when that happened. Hope you guys have been enjoying it. Congratulations on Kyle for platinuming it. I'm just a few hours away, baby. And I hope both of your weeks have been well. I got snow. Shoot. Hashtag no more days till Spider-Man 2. Hashtag we playing a BB. Hashtag shark countdown to Spider-Man 3 or Venom or Wolverine. Whatever.
So has there been something where I'm like, man, I wish this game did that, and then it did it?
Multiple times in this game, and I can't say.
Yeah.
It sucks. There was one moment I'm like, I hope they do this. I think they're fumbling the bag if they don't do this, and then they do. And yeah, that's all I could really say. There's 2 moments in particular where I'm like, man, they're missing out by not doing this, and then they did it. Literally 5 minutes afterwards, I was like, oh my.
I'm drawing a blank. I know it's happened before. It must have happened before.
Okay.
But I just can't think of anything right now.
All right, Kyle. Last Spider-Man related question. Gents, this comes from Dewane Raksha. We have our hands on Spider-Man 2. It's almost everything I was hoping for. I'll be saving my note for the community episode, if I'm on it, as a question for you both when you do a spoiler cast.
Ooh.
I can't help but wonder, what is next? 2022 and 2023 for me both are all-time greats for video games, but outside of Wolverine, I can't think of a single game maybe coming in 2024. Help me out. What do I add to my wish list?
Oh, let me tell you about a little game that comes out next week called Star Ocean: The Second Story.
Oh boy. All right, here
One
we
of
go.
the greatest RPGs of all time is almost here in our hands.
Yeah.
Get that on your list, Dewani.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. For me, it would be Konami. Sorry, not Konami. Be Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
Oh, Delta?
Yeah, Delta. Konami just debuted some of the gameplay at the Xbox event
Yeah.
today. Looked dope.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what they do with it. Hopefully, everything pays off because Kojima is not part of it.
Yeah. That Alan Wake trailer also. Oh boy.
I've no more. I want to be completely surprised. I don't want to know anything till
Hoo-wee.
the day of. That said, I would say Helldivers, and I'm gonna say it, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Not the Justice League. I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
I am too. I still trust in Rocksteady.
Still
I'm
trust.
excited to see. I mean, also like, it's Kevin Conroy's last Batman.
Final performance. Like, let's do it.
Come on, I need it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, my final thoughts on this, I just want to give a shout out to all the voice work here.
Ooh, yes.
Each major role, y'all just crushed it.
Everybody.
Yuri Lowenthal.
Whew.
Holy mother of God.
Yep. Yuri.
Let's get Yuri on the show. How do we get Yuri on?
Laura Effin Bailey. My God.
Let's get her on the show.
Najee Jeter. Oh my God.
Let's get him on the show.
I don't know her name. Who plays Rio Morales?
Oh, Rio Morales. Yeah.
Genki showed up huge. Genki was great in this.
Yeah.
It's just well performed all the way around.
Tony Todd. Why haven't you? I don't know if you have, so I could be very ignorant. When I say, why haven't you been Venom sooner?
Right?
Jeez.
And more often.
Please.
God, I want to talk about spoilers so bad, but I can't.
Yeah. But Mike, you know a villain's good because you just want to see more of them. That's all I'll say on that. Ooh-wee, Tony Todd.
And just really quickly, I think a lot of people talking about this game are like, man, Venom was cool. Venom was all this and all that, whatever. Shout out to Kraven.
Yeah.
Kraven is awesome in this game. And
I loved his arc.
Fully menacing. I mean, oh boy. Plus his theme hits so hard.
So hard. Yep.
It's real good.
So good.
He's real good.
So good. And he's a character that I never really liked because he's a character I can't relate to.
Yeah.
And I think that's also like it plays into the story really well.
Absolutely. He's good.
a real son of a gun. Yeah, I really loved him.
is.
All right, I can't say anymore. I want to spoil the whole thing.
I know.
This is my game. Like, this is my game of the year.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
This is the game I needed right here, right now, more than anything. And it really kicked the crap out of my depression because I feel good. And it's really a lot because of this game. So thank y'all, Insomniac.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for all the performances, all the devs work on this. Y'all are the real ones. Thank you. All right. Okay. Oh, your lights.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
All right.
What were we talking about?
Gosh, I don't know, man. This isn't a lake, it's a podcast. Kung Fu
Wink,
Temp
wink.
Ops
Nudge, nudge.
54. Right.
We'll see you tomorrow,
guys.
YouTube.
Kung Fu Temp Ops writes, hello guys. First, I love the podcast. Helps me through my Thursdays. My question for you two is, how do you manage playing multiple games at the same time with all the hype surrounding Spider-Man 2? I want to start it so bad, but I only have a few hours into Act 3 of Baldur's Gate. Oh my goodness. Okay, keep going. And I absolutely love the game with 100 plus hours in on my first playthrough and still a ways to go. With how intense this game is, I'm worried that if I start Spider-Man, I won't be able to get back into it after. Do you guys have any tricks to help with this? No, if it's Baldur's Gate, respect that game. If it's a beefy RPG, respect that game. Go for it, dive head first, immerse yourself.
Yeah.
In the culture, in the cuisine that is Baldur's Gate 3.
Uh-huh.
Because there's so many systems that play with RPGs. So don't do it. But Kyle, like, you've been playing like multiple games at once. How do you juggle it?
And it's something that I notoriously don't do because I hate it. It's been tough. I'll be honest with you. I'm very much a play a game until I'm done with it or I complete it. And we're at this point where I like literally, it was like, Spider-Man's done. I'm free for a little bit. I can do whatever I want. Star Ocean's next week, baby. Like we're just going. Alan Wake is Friday. We're just going. Like I mean, credit to this year. I mean, video games are at an all-time high. That's why I tweeted out, I effing love video games, and it brought tear to my eye because they're awesome. And I'm happy we have this, but I'm also so bummed out that I don't have enough time to play all the things.
Yeah, absolutely. So like usually I make like a little guide. So like when we're looking for coverage, it's like what is a game that I'm really interested in? Kyle will go, what's a game he's really interested in? And we start scoping out opportunities. That being said, I am a take one game at a time approach. I'll have my multiplayer game that I play, like a Fortnite or a Call of Duty. And then I have my single player game that I'm into, that I'm diving in alone.
Yeah.
So I usually don't juggle any more than 3-ish games, but when I do, there are smaller experiences that I can juggle. So it's really just knowing what you can work with.
That is important. Like when MLB The Show season is in full swing for me, I can juggle a little bit more because it isn't just a sports game. But even then, I get so caught up in it. That's all I'll play.
Okay.
So I'm a bad video gamer.
Yeah. Goddamn. Hey Kyle, got a question for you.
Yeah.
Also, excellent question, Kung Fu. Keep on writing in.
Absolutely.
I love when we get new questions.
Yes.
From new folks in. You're literally, it's almost like you're automatically entered to
I also love seeing all the new faces in chat too. It's great. Like Deep Britain 101. So great to finally catch a bit of the show live. You two are the best. No, you are. Thanks for
You're the best. Thank you for catching. Yeah. If you're really a Brit, it's like 2:00 as we're recording live here on YouTube.
Wild.
Yeah. Are you holding on to something?
My sweet little boy.
All 19 inches.
All 19 inches of them. Shout out to Todd Aksha who secured this for me. This is like the gold standard now for any first party statue collector's edition.
Oh yeah.
It's way too big. It's impractical. But my God, do I love this thing. the little Peter here, which can come right off, like is so awesomely detailed.
Okay.
It's great. Now I got to put it back in. That was stupid. But just this alone, just Venom holding Miles up here is like, come on.
Come on.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I want to play that game again. All right. I mean, I still got to plat it. There's one thing that I think I missed. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I'll talk to you after.
Can't wait for DLC.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. October 23rd, Light Dark on PS4. On October 24th, Archetype Arcadia on PS5, PS4. Cry Machina on PS5, PS4. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, PS5, PS4. Apparently, this is one that you should wait on. From what I hear, it's not like it's bad, but it's there's nothing. These are just ports from, I think, the Blue Point games, from what I understand.
Wild that Switch only has like 2 of the just the NES games on the cart and everything else is downloaded.
Oof, that sucks.
Not great.
Yeah, not great. Pickleball Smash on PS5, PS4. October 25th, Postal Brain Damaged on PS5, PS4.
They're still making Postal games?
That's what I was like, all right.
All right, okay.
It made it out of the 90s. Stray Souls on PS5, PS4. Oh, this sounds kind of gross. Swap Shot on PS5. October 26th, Frog Detective, the entire mystery. Not just some of it, the entire one. PS5, PS4. Ghostbusters, Rise of the Ghost Lord on PS5, PS4. Ooh. Let's go.
Is that the VR one?
This is the VR one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Ghost Runner 2 on PS5. Journey to the Foundation on PS5. Mykonos Night Market on PS5, PS4. Sudama, I'm sorry for any Greek listener and people named Mykonos. Sudama Relation, Relation on PS4. Word of Horror on PS5.
Shout out to World of Horror. Give that one a look. Black and white horror based. It looks gorgeous. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's pretty cool.
Huge alarms going on outside. I don't know what that's all about. Hope you guys can't hear it. Akahur on PS5. Alan, I swear to God, it's AKK.
No, it's Akahar.
R on PS5.
What is this game?
It's like I stroked out midway right now. It's like, is Joe okay? Yes, I am, I think. Alan Wake 2 on PS5. That is a game. I think I'm going to play the first one first.
I will say IGN put out a great video of Sam Lake going over the story so far, which is really well done.
Okay, fair enough. Desolatum on PS5, DreamWorks Troll Remix Rescue, I'd rather not, on PS5, PS4, EA Sports, UFC 5 on PS5, Star Trek Resurgence on PS5.
I can't wait for the day where one of these games takes one of your quotes and puts it on the box code. DreamWorks Trolls Remix Rescue. I'd rather not. Joe, the trophy room.
Trophy room. Oh boy, I can't wait. What's the is it a King Kong game right now?
Oh yeah, the Skull Island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
I
wait.
saw a very funny tweet that somebody ordered that, and it was just the game, and it came in a super long cardboard box. And somebody,
you just came in.
yeah, and somebody replied like, "Man, that game is compensating for something."
Oh goodness gracious! All right, Kyle, it is time for our favorite segment, but sadly the last segment of the night. It is time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
Kyle, take away the first question, sir.
Ace Insane writes, "Hey guys, I had a question that's tangentially related to the Spider-Man 2 release. There are very few games I've ever been excited to play and able to purchase on release date. When I was younger, this was due to my parents' financial situation, and then mine once I was out on my own. With that being said, I was able to pre-order Spider-Man 2 and am currently 87% done with the game, and it's one of my favorite games I've played in a long time. My question for you guys is, what games stand out as some of the first games you were able to buy at release that you love? Bonus question, what is your most disappointing pre-order / day one buy? One of mine would have to be Fallout 76. That one was a major disappointment at launch, though I hear it got much better. Much love to you both." Love you too, Ace Insane.
What say you, Kyle?
I've talked about it before, but I got Rockstar Games State of Emergency on PS2 on day one, and that game is hot garbage. I like to speak positively about games, but that game is hot garbage.
Here's one. Here's a sin. Bethesda, are you listening to me? You owe me. I convinced so many people to pre-order Brink. So many. That game looked
Yeah,
so
it looks
cool.
so cool.
And I didn't just pre-order the game and play it day one. I'm not even kidding you, maybe 40 people pre-order that game. I was really good at my job back in the day.
Wild.
I am ashamed. I have done wrong, and I would be surprised if I get a letter saying I got to go to Munich for some trials because it's that bad. I committed.
What a
such
great
sin.
premise that just didn't work.
What, in international court? Oh
No.
yeah, that. Yeah, I've made crimes
Oh,
as
God.
against humanity there.
As far as like the financial thing, like I've been with you for a long time where
Yeah.
the reason why my game collection is so small is because I had to trade in the games to get the new thing. Even like old consoles. Like that's how I was able to afford them and keep up with everything.
I'll
So
still do it. Where else
yeah,
I go?
every once in a while I'll still do it, but and there's no shame in that. You do what you got to do.
I have a very promising buyer for my PlayStation 5 digital. I'm like,
Oh.
might just do it, dude.
As far as like my first like purchase on my own kind of thing, I believe it was the Rock Band 2 full like band set.
Yeah. There's like games I bought with my allowance, so like Ratchet and Clank comes to mind, Unreal Tournament.
Oh yeah. I just remember like that me picking up the Rock Band 2 set,
Yeah.
because the first one I got for Christmas, so the second one I was in college, and like we specifically drove out to a mall that was like 45 minutes away, and just to get this game, and I was so damn excited, and I put like thousands of hours into that thing.
Mine would be Call of Duty 2.
Okay.
Modern Warfare 2, sorry. I skipped last period for it and I didn't get caught. And I was never caught neither.
That's hilarious.
That'd be fun.
Cowboy Danger G writes in, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw! What's everyone's plans for Halloween? I've got a few parties I'm going to. Ooh, Mr. Popular. And I've got pretty much all of Halloween week off. So gaming and parties are on my agenda. If I'm up for it, I might just even hand out some candy. As always, shiny setup, spooky vibes always. I love you guys.
This was supposed to be the first question of the night. And I put it here because I'm dumb.
It's okay.
It's the same question. So I work with people that have developmental disabilities, and we're having a cute little party for them, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see all my guys dress up and have a good old time, have cupcakes and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a nerd and be excited to go to work on Monday.
Sweet. I'm going to probably finish up House of Usher, which is real good.
So good.
I've got like 3 episodes left. Probably watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie because that's
First off,
on
just
Peacock on
respectfully,
Friday.
I gotta stop you right there. Carla Cugino? Or
Oh,
Cugino?
Carla, yeah.
I'm just saying she could kill me any day of the week. Violently, whatever, you know.
Did you see?
I would be the main character in her Edgar Allan Poe book. Let me tell you.
I always mess up her last name or forget. Is it Katie Siegel?
Katie Seagal, yeah.
Well, Katie Seagal is somebody different. So I think it's
let's
Katie
go
Siegel.
That's just how Amy says it. So
Oh, okay.
I just assume she's
I
right.
saw her a video of her explaining how she got her character in House of Usher, and she was like, "Oh, it's basically just Mirage from Incredibles." So take that for what you will, but that's my inspiration. So sorry, and I get it, and I love it.
That's awesome. Now I want to watch The Incredibles.
Yeah. But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Peacock on Friday, and I'm interested enough to watch it.
I'm trying to convince a girlfriend to watch Talk to Me.
Oh, yes.
She's like, "Oh, I don't want it." I'm like, "Come on, it's
Oh,
horror.
no, it's good.
It's good, right? Okay, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
We're gonna do
It may-
pancakes tomorrow."
I don't know if you'll love it, because you're weird with your movie takes, but I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. I'm excited. Yeah.
M9 Prime writes in, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw.
Okay.
With spoopy season approaching, what are your go-to spoopy games that you enjoy around this time of year? Also, has there been any game that was just too spoopy for you and you had to stop playing or only play it during the day? Absolutely. I am a recent survival horror person.
Yeah.
When I first tried to attempt to play Dead Space, I've talked about it before. We lost power. There was a blackout. And it just so happened to happen at the same time that the lights went off on the Ishimura on PS3, and I got so freaked out I didn't touch that game until the remake this year.
Dude, again, I remember that game stuck with me so bad I couldn't watch or couldn't play games that had shadows in them. Like, that's how bad it messed me up, because I'm like, there's gonna be a necromorph right around the corner.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Oh my
Terrifying. Oh my goodness.
For like now, what am I go to? I mean, any Resident Evil games.
Yeah. Honestly,
Right.
I'm tempted to play the Separate Ways DLC probably on Monday. That'd be nice.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
I have that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
should probably play that.
There you go.
Also, Alan Wake 2 looks like to be a great game to play around Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
Audio listeners, whatever.
Ghetto
Berry.
Don't spoil anything, and then you're
Listen. You know what? I'm feeling loose. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fair enough.
I can't contain it much longer. Ghetto Berry. Hey guys, hope you're well. Just a thought that towards the end of the year, maybe both of you can do a quiz just for laughs.
Ooh.
Absolutely. It can be general knowledge on all things PlayStation, not so much what happened the last 12 months because of your recaps, but I think a quiz would be fun. A third party, perhaps, so both of you can play? Maybe the committee can put forward some questions or just find some over the internet. I think a lovely quiz would go down well like a mince pie eating contest during the Yuletide season, and I'm sure others would enjoy it alongside you too. Take care and keep on swinging.
This is a really good idea.
It's a good idea. So much so, in fact, that I just remembered we did do a quiz with our good friend Jacob McCourt. We did video game trivia with him.
We should do it again.
Well,
Have a
absolutely,
trophy
we should.
themed.
Yeah, I think he did base it around PlayStation, I think, when we played.
Oh, like we could do it again. We could make it a whole like. He'll find more questions. He's a clever guy.
we could ask, see if he's not too busy.
Yeah,
because Jacob McCord is a master at video game trivia stuff.
What a crossover! Yeah, he's really good.
He's really
and
good.
I'm really bad at trivia. So yeah.
Joe is really bad. Yes, he is.
So bad. I'm so nervous. My anxiety and ADHD kick in.
Maybe.
What's this?
Maybe that could be a extra life thing.
Perhaps.
Maybe if we hit a certain goal.
Ooh.
We
can guarantee
trivia.
that we do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's write that one down. Let's write that one down.
All right, written down.
Sir Tonus writes in, sup, gents? Question for the Sony
This
Pony
one's
Express.
This one's a big one.
I'm sorry,
Sir
Sir
Tonus is
Tonus.
coming at me with
Yippee ki-yay? That's not our catchphrase. Sony Pony Express. Yippee ki-yay! Yeehaw! I've been playing Sea of Stars this past week, and though I am enjoying it overall, the mechanic of pressing X at the right time to add it to a hit or block is, if anything, frustrating me.
Really? I love it.
I also love it. I only seem to get the timing right half of the time, and though I know it's optional, I feel like the combat is challenging enough that it's harder to survive if I don't use it. My question is this. Have you ever encountered an optional mechanic in a game that you couldn't help but engage with, even though it actually detracted from your enjoyment of the game? If so, how did you resolve this conflict? Also, I know this is basically my shtick now, but come on. How funny is it that the last time I wrote in, it was right after the first batch of emails exposed Uncle Phil for the empty suit he is. Oh boy. And when I asked if we could at least admit that now, the two Xbox fans that were co-hosting that day basically answered, but let me tell you why Phil is really him though. LOL, no hate, but come on. We don't have to drink the Kool-Aid. I missed this. What happened there? What?
Come on. We were talking about like the deal finally going through. We could.
I know, but the two Xbox fans that were co-hosting that day, who was with us? Was it Luke and Logan?
Baron? No, I wouldn't let him. He's not allowed on the show anymore.
Oh, it was the week I was out. That's right. Okay.
Baron and Jam Pack.
Got it.
Listen, they're all suits. You shouldn't trust any of them. Phil could smile. He could, hold a water bottle at the same time. That's great. Don't trust them. They're there to sell you a thing. That's all.
Yeah.
Same with Jimbo. Jimbo just can't hide it well. He's like okay. The thing is, Phil's good at hiding it. Jim Ryan is like he's going into this in undercover, but he's wearing like the like glasses and the fake mustache.
Yes.
That's what Jimbo is. So it's easy to make him the target.
He's the picture of Shuhei Yoshida taking a picture of the Switch in a trench coat from back in the day.
Jim Ryan is like the guy holding a controller in an advertisement, right?
Yes.
You don't believe it. Every time they're playing a game on a TV show and they're moving the sticks weird and they're like doing all sorts of movements, it's not real.
It's the
Jim.
Xbox controller playing a PlayStation game with Nintendo sound effects.
God, isn't that when they're holding like a DualSense and it's making zip zip zip. It's like just get a gunshot.
This is directly attacking Spectrum, our cable provider. I see your advertisements of bundles all the time, and people are playing games, and you're using like a PS3 controller, playing on a PC, and it's not even turned on. What are we doing?
Yeah. It's like, what is this? An Ocean Gate ad?
Come on.
What am I doing here? But like Phil's more relatable because he could say things that like you relate with. Like he'll be telling you like, oh yeah, I'm playing Destiny 2. I'm currently doing X raid and I'm playing a warlock and my subclasses that like he's a nerd like you, so you could relate with him. That's why he's harder to be like critical on, or maybe gamers are harder to be critical on. But like at the end of the day, they're all just suits trying to sell you a thing. So don't trust any of them, no matter if they're on quote unquote your side or not.
Back to the question: has there been a mechanic that is too challenging enough that it's harder to survive if you don't use it? I'm trying to think of like. There's been plenty of times. I mean, I'll just say in Spider-Man 2, I unlocked a lot of skills. Did I use them all? No.
Nope. Did I get comfortable with some? Yes.
Absolutely.
Man, anytime that there's a puzzle in any game, that's what I go to. That's I can't do puzzles to save my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I love in Spider-Man 2. There's different puzzles-esque, but like they're not like the connect the lines bullshit.
I love those.
So yeah, anytime that there's a puzzle, please stop. I'm not here to play the puzzle.
Yeah.
All right? Give me Tetris if you're going to give me a puzzle.
Fair.
Or give me nothing.
Una writes in, "Hey guys, hope you're both doing well. So I've been hopping on a replay of Yakuza Like a Dragon because it is a mission for me on Completionator." Which is that site I think Una uses. "And I always had this feeling that moments in this game has reanimated with me since I played it first, which leads me to a question. If ever going through a replay of a game years down the line, do you ever think back on the moments that stayed with you on the game?"
Yes.
1,000,000%.
Yes. Yeah. Like they're just like, okay, how am I gonna react to this moment, and am I gonna see it differently? Like,
Yeah.
and like, for example, Dead Space, the reanimator in that one. Holy shit, was I scared when I first played it on 360? I was way more prepared on PS5. And I'm like, I'm going to make this guy my little girlfriend is what I'm going to do. And I was ready for that son of a gun. So I took him to prom. Lit him on fire.
For me, it just happened recently. I replayed God of War 2018 before Ragnarok. And there's so many moments of that where I'm like, I loved it the first time around, but some moments I completely forgot. Like fighting Thor's sons in 2018. I'm like, I completely forgot about that whole section and that whole boss fight.
And when I tell you their names right now,
I can't either. But I know that boss fight is super cool, and so when I replay things, it just kind of makes me fall in love with it even more. So, and like the many times I played Last of Us, it's just every single time, I'm like, man, this world, these stories are incredible.
Yeah,
especially Savoy's favorite one, Part 2.
Yeah, Part 2, yeah. That's actually a boss fight that could die in a cliff. Oh, here's one, an email from Brandon English. Random question for the show. What is a first-party PlayStation character that you think smells the best and the worst? LOL, love the podcast. Sully smells the best.
Oh, he's got some cologne.
He's got he's hiding the old man musk, but like he's just, here's the thing. Sully's the type of guy, I'm just going to say this. Sully, like, he may be approaching 70s, but like he gets down.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I mean? Like, he's just got that swagger that, like, he's the type of guy that he's walking in with like a 25-year-old girlfriend, like he's Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, like Sully has the swagger and still the stamina. So I think he's rocking something good.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Also, now thinking about it, he kind of looks like Joe Biden, but less lost. You know? Like, less lost without a mustache.
Yeah. Some might say Mark Wahlberg kind of looks like him a little bit too.
But who smells the worst? I think that one's easy. Kratos smells like shit.
Oh, I would disagree. I think anyone in the Last of Us universe smells awful.
True. Yeah.
They haven't made soap in years.
That's
decades.
True. Ellie might as well be a walking yeast infection, you know?
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm on fire with these.
That goes for everyone in the Horizon world, too. I'm sure they don't smell great either.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of like a good... Oh, but I'm looking right at him.
Still, Kratos has been in like the ass of a goat, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, he smells like shit, but he is torn apart demons from the inside.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Shout out to... I feel like Cloud smells real good.
Oh, true.
And Tifa and Aerith, pretty much all Final Fantasy. They stay up on their hygiene, no matter where they go.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
And this last one was a super chat in the live show. Chris Replay gave us $10 and said, "Howdy, y'all. I often listen on Spotify at work. Want to say you're one of my favorite gaming podcasts. As for superhero games, the infamous games are slept on and forgotten. Slang, bang, thank you, mang." Thank you, Chris.
Not for long. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Tip of cap. Joe knows something I don't.
Nah, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, infamous are those games are great.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
living in a
legit.
good time with good superhero stuff.
Really are. We
It's-
really are.
It's just, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, so grateful too. You know what? I'm grateful for you, buddy.
I'm grateful for you.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in this week. Before we get out of here, Kyle, is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get the heck on out?
Mr. K-Step pretty much everywhere. Go check out all the indie gaming stuff at 61 Indie. And come back to our YouTube channel after you're done listening to this podcast on audio feeds.
Yeah.
Or live viewers. Just come back tomorrow.
Who knows?
Might be something cool there.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't tell you. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, you can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter or Platform X. You can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Platform X. They're taking video calls now. Like I ever asked for that.
Dumb.
Just get the site working.
Dumb.
Maybe less porn bots follow me.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Know? That'd be really nice.
Stop liking my tweets from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No one goes that far down on anyone's
Come on.
Twitter feed. What are we
Come
doing?
on.
You're not a real person.
Yeah. Well, we all click the profile. Anyway.
I feel
find-
seen and also very agitated. How dare you call me out?
That's right. Oh my God. You can find this show over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Spotify, we are 8 reviews away from 650 reviews on Spotify. Please rate us 5 stars. Please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. It really does help us out. It really boosts our confidence. It really gets our goat in the best way possible when we see reviews 5 stars and people are, giving us compliments. Even like when with Chris Replay dropping that tenner Canadian funny money. Thank you so much. It's so nice. Patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. We're doing really awesome things, and it's because of your generosity over at Patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I mean that sincerely. We took a look at something that we're doing later this month, and only possible because of your generosity. And holy crap, is it going to be the biggest thing we've done this year? I feel it in my loins, Really excited. That said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you. Keep hunting. Keep playing PlayStation. See y'all.
Bye. Love you.